All right. So thank you so much for joining me today. I am Tiffany Roberts, and I am a certified functional medicine practitioner. I have my master's in nutrition, and my husband and I own a functional medicine clinic in Prairie Village, Kansas. And I am also working on a couple of doctorate degrees in there. This topic, though, is very important to me simply because I do have children, and I think that raising healthy and natural children and reducing their toxins can actually help improve their lifestyle in the future. So let me go here. So when we think about childhood obesity, what really comes to mind? Maybe it is fast food or lack of exercise. Often we only see the physical effects of our poor diet and a little to no exercise. But the problems go much deeper than the physical. Childhood obesity comes with some extra extreme hidden dangers, such as type 2 diabetes, vitamin deficiency, heart disease. It also comes with impaired physical or mental performance. And you can go on and on. The list can go on and on. But the good news is that we have some recommendations on how to lessen or even eliminate some of those dangers. One of the major obstacles for children living an active lifestyle is the digital age. It is reported that the average child spends around 6 to 7 hours a day in front of the computer, on the phone, or playing video games. By setting parameters or limiting the amount of time that a child spends online, parents can, better utilize that time to get their children moving. The Department of Health and Human Services recommends at least 1 hour a day of exercise, and it's necessary for a child to maintain a healthy weight. We are that house on the block, okay? On the weekends or in the evenings, if it is a nice day, we are outside. We set up our tables out in the driveway, so my husband and I can actually do some work if we need to do while the children are out riding their bikes, running, creating. I mean, they create, so many different things out of trash, boxes, empty boxes. Their imagination is their limit. So we are that house on the corner. So I encourage you guys to try to get outside and let the children just play in the dirt. That coupled with a proper diet is essential to achieving and maintaining a healthy life. But before we talk about food, let's explore some ideas to get those children moving. The first step is getting the body in motion. Can be a little intimidating prospect, but it doesn't have to be. This isn't going to, be from, a couch potato to a marathon runner. Nobody expects that. It's about starting slow and working up to a goal of at least an hour a day. So maybe it's time to dust off that bicycle. Maybe it's a skateboard or a scooter, or just lace up those tennis shoes and go for a walk. A walk at a casual pace for 30 minutes is a great way to get started. For instance, Gabe and Aria and myself actually walked to work today. So we're going to walk back home and probably do another evening walk as well because we're inside all day long. Another option is to encourage socialization. Children playing together is great exercise, and it promotes more frequent interactions that mean even more movement. If it's too hard to get away from that video game, there's still ways to work toward that goal. Many video games are designed to get people on their feet and moving. So yet there's another way to get started. So now that we are moving, let's talk about food. Despite new food campaigns targeting healthy eating habits, there are still many food companies that specifically target children with food that is loaded with added sugar, an ingredient that can lead to obesity, among many other diseases. This is the key factor as to why childhood obesity is on the rise, with over 41 million children worldwide tipping the scales from overweight to obese. This is really sad. According to the American Heart Association, children should consume no more than 3 to 6 teaspoons a day in added sugar. But the reality is that many more children are doubling or even tripling this recommendation. A standard can of soda has around 35 grams or 7 teaspoons of sugar, just one can. Aria's never even had a soda. So it's easy to see how quickly a child can end up consuming over that recommended daily limit. Even for adults, that's just too much sugar. It's important to consider as we move on to discuss healthy alternatives. Okay, so unfortunately, sugar and lack of exercise are not the only culprits when it comes to childhood obesity. Trans fat found in many processed foods is directly related to heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and childhood obesity. To best understand trans fat, it's first important to define the difference between real and processed foods. Real food exists in the natural state and maybe they've never been mechanically processed without any kind of chemical alteration. Okay, so if it looks like an apple, it's an apple. That's real. Okay. Processed foods are foods with refined and artificial ingredients to chemically alter that state of the food. So think chicken nuggets. Okay, chicken nuggets are not real. Now, Costco does have a natural organic option of actual chicken chunks that my children absolutely love. So trans fat can occur naturally in meat and dairy, but artificial trans fat, which is what we are talking about here, is made from vegetable and other oils to create specific flavors and textures to the processed foods. Cutting artery clogging fats is an important step in creating a healthy life balance. And the first step to cutting them is to start looking at those ingredients listed on the products before you buy them. Maybe in my empowerment group, I will do that the next time that I go to the store for you. I will show you, I'll take you with me on what we buy. Maybe you're wondering what options that you have if you cut out processed food. So our goal for this class is to answer that question. Making changes to our diet is easier and, said than done, right? So it has to be a complete family thing, and we'll talk about that in a minute. There are some easy steps to start implementing some healthier options into your daily routines. First of all, so many of the processed foods that we consume are in our snacks. Making healthier snack choices alone can eliminate much of that bad sugar and trans fat that is consumed in such high quantities today. One first step is to go through your pantry and have a look at those ingredient lists and get those processed foods out of the house. Changes like this will not be easy at first, okay? But over time, it will get easier. And the good feeling that accompanies eating well will make it all worth it. The most important thing to remember when dealing with childhood obesity is that making a shift from eating a low nutrition to a healthy diet is no easy task, and it requires a lot of support. So one thing to consider is getting the entire family on board to make a dietary shift together. Not only is it going to help the children, but it's going to help the parents as well. It's beneficial for all, and the positive reinforcement is crucial to your child's success. Your children learn by doing and by watching you. Knowing where to begin is a crucial step. And so I wanted to share a couple dietary options that come with eating list, advice, and recipes to make your family's transition as clean as possible. So the paleo way, I will actually create a link in my empowerment group. I will put the paleo diet link in our empowerment group so you can look into that a little bit easier. But the premise of the paleo diet is the belief that people should only be eating the foods of our hunter-gatherer ancestors, or generally foods that existed before processing became so apparent in the 1940s. So what to eat on a paleo diet? You have proteins, lean meats, fish and eggs, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, healthy oils such as avocado, coconut, walnut, and flaxseed. And keep in mind, you want these to be all organic or grass-fed, wild caught. Okay, so those are your best things. What not to eat on a paleo diet? Grains. We shouldn't be eating grains anyway. Refined vegetable oils, potatoes, legumes, refined sugar, dairy, processed foods, and the bad salt. We do recommend Celtic salt or Himalayan salt, things like that. The good news is that even on the paleo diet, there is desserts, and I will put a link for desserts in our empowerment group. So the Whole30, again, I'll put a link to the Whole30 in our empowerment group. The Whole30 is another option to help you get started. The idea around this diet is that you give yourself 30 days to eat healthy, and in those 30 days, you will jumpstart new eating habits. This is a great idea for families. The food guidelines are pretty similar to that of a paleo diet. They base the success of the diet in preparation. Having a meal plan in place and a plan of action means that you are more likely to stay on track with your eating plan. The Whole30 website has a lot of great resources. Like I said, the Whole30 website has a lot of great resources for planning those meals, including a calendar for you to plan your month to grocery shop. So that's really awesome. I think that the recipe looks amazing. So I will actually put several different recipes on the link in our empowerment group for everyone to have. So I wanted to pass along a few more menu options to help you inspire your creativity. There are a lot of options for breakfast, both savory and sweet. So whatever you are craving, there's plenty of healthy recipes. And the recipes that I will post in our empowerment group is a sweet potato breakfast skillet, a paleo cinnamon roll, and a healthy pumpkin pancakes. They're super yummy. For a lot of us, lunch happens on the go or is eaten without, too much thought, right? With our busy lives, planning and preparing healthy lunches is going to be a challenge, but it's very worth it to take the time to prepare for your day, to maintain your energy levels throughout the day. So here are some ideas. And again, these recipes will go into our empowerment series. Chicken Cobb salad with ranch, chicken tenders, the paleo pretzel dogs. These are super, super yummy. So dinner is a time to sit down and with the family and discuss the events of the day. We always sit at the table and we talk. We put the phones away except for some soft music in the background, and we chew our food and we talk and we eat a healthy meal. Planning and eating well is a great way to present in the moment and to share something special with your family. Eating something nutritious for dinner is a perfect way to end your day. So again, in the empowerment series, I will put in a recipe for beef and broccoli stuffed sweet potatoes, the burger patty salad, and a pineapple fried rice. And finally, rest assured, dessert is still on the table, okay? Thankfully, so many people have made a move to a healthy eating because there are countless healthy recipes out there that soothe that sweet tooth without all the added sugar. So here's some great healthy options. Again, I'll post these in the empowerment series for you. Lemon bars. I love lemon bars. French silk brownies and raw almond joy bars. These are super, super yummy and everyone's going to love it. So it's important that when you are trying to change bad eating habits, always be prepared for those snack cravings. This is where most of the sugar and consumption happens, is through our snacks. Without something at the ready for those after school or exercise cravings, it is easy to fall off track for something packaged and easy. So here's some great snacks to have on hand for those when they get cravings. Homemade apple chips, gummy orange slices, and I'll put the recipe in the empowerment series, vanilla pumpkin seed clusters, cashew butter balls, and fruit lather. It's super, super yummy. So talking to your child about weight is an essential step to making changes to diet and exercise that will affect them. It is important that they understand why things are changing and how it will benefit them. With anything in children, if you talk to them and tell them why they have to do it or why we're making the changes, if they understand why, then they're pretty much going to be able to follow along with you. According to Eat Right Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, an open dialogue is a good way to start a conversation. Talk to your child about how their weight affects them and how that change would make them feel. There's also doctors and nutritionists who specialize in childhood obesity. That is always an option as well if you need it. Under no circumstances should a child be blamed for their weight. As mentioned before, family support is crucial for success. When we eliminate processed foods from our diet, it takes the body some time to adjust. Our bodies have to eliminate the toxins built up caused by all the added sugars and oils that we have in our diet. According to Food Addiction Research Education, or FARE, those cutting processed food from their diet might experience temporary uneasiness in the form of headaches, anxiety, anger, sadness, and depression. These symptoms can last anywhere from a few days to a few weeks. So begin being prepared for this is very important. And the fact that your body has to detox is just another reason why you should eliminate these processed foods. After your body clears out those toxins, you start to feel good and great even. According to Women's Health, along with weight loss, you should start to feel calmer, less anxiety, and sleep better. If you are prone to headaches, you should experience some relief from that too. Eating clean also boosts your immune system. Additionally, every day that you and your child eat healthier, you reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. So I will put in a book in the empowerment group that is enlightening look into how processed foods affects us physically. It's called The Unhealthy Truth, and you can find it on Amazon. Don't forget to check in along your journey and celebrate those successes. What are you embarking on is not easy, and there will be many struggles along the way. So make sure that you create a fun way for you and your child to acknowledge your hard work by doing something special. You decide how often you want to check in and schedule it so that those days never get missed. And so they are something that your child will look forward to each week or month. So we've covered a lot here today. You may be feeling a bit overwhelmed, but you've got this. you came, for a reason, to make a more informed, better decision on your food and what you eat. So by coming today, you are on your way to making a difference in your child's life and your life as well. So start looking at those labels and start your healthy living today. Thank you so much for attending class today. It means a lot for me to be able to share my lesson with people who are ready to make a difference. Now it's time to implement some of those changes and those things that we discussed. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. If you have any concerns, let us know. We're here to help. Thanks so much for joining us.